Realty. I am here in Wolfeboro at Trenta restaurant with Rob, the chef and owner, or one of the chef and owners of this establishment. A new place in Wolfeboro. I can tell you new in the last 3 months or so, or 4 months or so.
Yeah, 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah, I was gonna say perfect timing, right before the holidays. So thanks for letting us kind of come in, and this is new for me too. This has been a restaurant for years. It dates back
40 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say changed names and hands, and we're excited to have you guys here in town. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got here, or some background?
How we got here? A buddy of mine, who's a real estate agent, who used to be a chef, called me and said, "Hey, I want you to look at something." And Kevin and I already have a small place in Maine, and then we've been looking to do something else. And basically, I was like, "Where?" And he said, "Wolfeboro." And I said, "I'm not really sure about that. Like, I'm not from the seacoast, but I've been in the seacoast for 18 years now."
Yep.
And I was just looking for something there, and he's like, "Just check it out. It has all the space, it has all those things. It's like been renovated, all." And came up, and Kevin and I looked at it, and we were just astounded. We just had a feeling when we walked in the door, and in actually the creepy basement, we actually had a better feeling because there was a creepy basement.
Yeah,
And,
has some history to it. Yeah,
lots of history.
Yep.
I mean, in theory, this place or pieces of this place have like burned down 3 times. Like, there's a lot of very old history to the property itself, and Russ Pond and all that. So we just kind of looked at it and
felt right.
Hemmed and hawed, and then the seller had more to offer, so it came to fruition that it was the right idea.
And can you tell us a little bit about, if someone were to come, what can they expect for cuisine, menu items?
So we're trying to not say we're in a box of what it is.
And that's okay too.
and I guess the best way we quantify it is that it's old world inspired New England feel. The building itself obviously has very much a New England old time feel to it. It's comfortable but still upscale. We've done a little bit of work in raising it up a little bit nicer, but the pine and the open wood and everything feels very New England. For my own cooking background and everything, and wine bar, every aspect of it, I'm more of a European-ish kind of influenced person. Lived in Italy and around the world, and done a lot of things. But I'm not ever going to say that like that's what we are. We're not. Trenta means 30 in Italian, 30 in a couple other languages. Change the A, change the E. It's French, it's Latin. It's that old world style. The address of the place is 30 Lincoln Road. So.
Appropriately named.
Keeping it old world influence and modern.
And it seems though you wanted to upscale things maybe a little bit, but someone can come in jeans and a t-shirt and keep it casual. We are, in the Lakes region in New Hampshire, we have a mix of people and
same in the seacoast.
Like, exactly.
People coming off the beach and their families or their friends, and they want to come in for cocktails and whatnot. You can't be like, "Hey, you gotta be in a suit and tie." Like, you just came off the beach. Like, you just came off a boat. Your lake life is definitely, I have noticed and found, even more relaxing than beach life. Everybody seems to be much more chill. And
you don't deal with sand as much.
Right.
Is what I say. No sharks, no sand.
But there's leeches. Freshwater leeches. Only having experienced enough pond life and Kingston, New Hampshire. But yeah, no, we're not. I'm not ever gonna say that we are a fine dining restaurant. We're just upscale. We just want to have things done right.
Absolutely, and be approachable for
everybody.
Locals or tourists alike. I think that's great. So, if someone wanted to do events, do you have a space that can accommodate larger groups as well?
So we have done a couple of events. The beauty of the property and the acreage is that we have an entire backyard that we can do up to 2-person events. Tables, chairs, we can do any of that on the outside part of life. Inside, we have multiple rooms, if you want to look at it that way. So the bar area seats about 30 total. Then we have the dining room, which is the main part of the dining room, and we have about 60 seats in there. Then there's another smaller middle room, and then another room beyond that, and then a back porch. So all of those other rooms have 40 to 60 person capacities. So we can do smaller things, we can do bigger things, we can open the whole place up. The flow is a little interesting for certain things. We had a couple people check us for an inside wedding, and it's like, well, you can't. It's a couple different
Weddings are
rooms.
a different beast
Exactly.
sometimes.
So
So
wedding, you want to do a wedding, we'll do it outside.
Yeah. Great.
But like we host the Lions, we host a couple other groups in town. Some of the insurance companies and other real estate companies have really come through and party here of some kind.
Yeah, I think it's nice just to be able to give options. Again, it doesn't fit you into one box. You're flexible and you can accommodate what people need, and that's one of the beauty.
The restaurant's the bread and butter, but
Yep.
the event ability is nice to
Is
have.
there. Nice, great. So I guess the next question is, you have a great website, Facebook, social media presence is all there. We'll link all of your handles on our video here as well for people to find you. But they can just call and make reservations, or is that the best way?
Yeah,
or?
call reservations. We can do Google reservations. We will eventually have a reservation system in place, but we've been waiting for 2 companies to work out the kinks.
Sure. But it's not just by reservation only either.
No.
You can pull in and...
We actually magically in the last 2 weeks have had more walk-ins than reservations, which is great. Like, we have the parking for it, please come on in.
So for the planners and the non-planners, it's always better. I always say to call ahead, secure your space.
That's always a good idea, especially if you have a larger party, always
Yeah.
call ahead. But I mean, the bar's massive.
Yeah.
We can fit people at the bar all the time. So.
That's great. So yeah, check out their website, check out their Facebook, Instagram. It's always kind of fun. Instagram's such a great outlet to see what the food looks like, I think, before you get there sometimes, and give you a taste of what it is.
So Jill takes care of that.
I know. You make the food,
savvy.
but
I am not
that's
savvy
okay.
on that, so.
Still, hats off to that, because you guys have a great social media presence too. So it gives people a sense of what they can expect when they come in. So I always think that's important too. But thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
And again, we're gearing up for warmer weather. I know that you'll gear up for more butts and seats here as our population
Not complaining
grows.
so far.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say, you haven't had a bad start, and it's a great
So good.
few first months. So well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And cheers to summer.
Cheers to summer. Last one to that.
Yeah.